Okay, we have to move along because I wanted to be finished with this by 7:30. So we're looking at C is the third in this cage. Okay, so if we're looking at that string shape, here's our C. Then root is going to be a flat because if this is C, it's C, F, G. A would be over here. B, oh no, it wouldn't be that. It'd be C, okay, and then the fourth would be half step over C would be D flat. Sorry, my bad there. Okay, so what we'd be looking at would be okay. Once again, it's a little bit out of tune, but right there is your A flat. Here's your A, down tune to a G for cello. Half step up is your A flat. So C is the A flat in that configuration. Okay, but it could also be C. It can also be C if we have the capo on the E, which would be where the guitar likes to be. Where cage was coined was in the beginning of the Phrygian scale, CFG. So we'd have okay. Now we might be a little flat. Let's tune up. So I think the capo is causing us to get a little bit of stretched notes or something, but what it would be is okay. So watch out for that. If you know, especially when you're tuning an instrument to a different configuration. Yeah, I mean the tuning is important there. So what we've got is root equals A flat there, or root equals C if we have the capo on the E, which is where a guitar likes to be. That's where the guitar tuning is. Okay? So that's the explanation here. Over here in the A box, C is the fifth of whatever. Okay, wherever that LPN is. Okay? So C, if it's on C, C would be the fifth in the A shape. All right, so let's look at that. Let's look at 5, 6. Now, I'm not even going to use the capo. I'm just going to use my hands. So we've got 5, 6. Okay, same bottom string shape as guitar. A string is a string is a string. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Okay. 5, 6, 6, 7 root, 2, 3. Remember, we're not going to do 5, 6, 7 because that is the 5A extra long string shape from guitar, the modal string shape. And we can't have a single modal string shape or a single string shape in cello, guitar, and P5. We have to add one note to it. So we add one note to. Okay, then we're going to pick it up a whole step above, which is a fifth instead of a fourth. Or if we're in G. So now we know. In this case, C is the fifth. Okay, root then becomes F. So remember, the fifth is sixth. Okay, the sixth would be D, and then E, and then F. Okay, if we are in that E tuning, root becomes the A. So that's the A shape. There's our A shape for root 5. Well, it's A shape in cello. Okay, and that's different than A shape in guitar. So starting from this 5 here, if I finger barred it, and I have to hit the 3 and the 5 and the root. There it is. It's almost like a major 7th. Now notice I also put another bar there because we have a root and a 4 there. And for tri-pentatonics, okay, your D shape is going to be 4/6 root. All right, and here's our 4 and here's our 6. So we might want to go up 1 to catch that. And then we have the 6th and the 4th there. We've got the 6th there. Okay, but we can't get that. We can't get that. So we're going to get that G. So that's a problem. So we might want to hit that root there. So that's its 4th. Okay, that kind of thing. And then the 5th is E. Now look at that D shape. Again, if we look at that D shape root, here's what we're looking at. We want to move that bar up. Now we've got the finger bar. Just like when we're doing, let's say we're doing a C shape C right here. Now I don't know why we're not getting a C shape C here. Hang on. Oh, because we're not on guitar. Okay, that's right. We're not on guitar. That's why we're not getting a C shape C. So what it is we're going to move the finger bar up here to get this D shape here. Okay, so way down here is D, same old D. Okay, we would move the finger bar up to catch what? To catch this guy and this guy up here, the root and the 5th, and then we have the 3. And the 3rd of that D shape is right there. Is the 3rd because it's the same thing. So here's our D-shaped C. It goes. I'm just looking at green, yellow, red. Doing it in C, okay? So that's our D-shaped C. If we want to do an E-shaped C, okay, we're looking at root there. Now we're going to go off of the root here. Because remember, what defines the E shape in guitar is the fact that the lowest playable note when you play an E bar is an E, is the root, right? So it'd be where D shape, the lowest playable is the 2nd, and then we do one of these to get the root 3, 5. There's a D shaped C. Okay, for the E shape, the lowest playable is the root. Therefore, we have the same thing over here. So we're going to play the E shape down here. All right. E shape still goes to D shape, you would think. Root 5, 3, root 5, right there. Now going to D shape, okay, we go up to the 2nd. Now we're going to bar, but we're going to bar the 3rd, okay, because I guess strictly speaking, we're doing, here's your D string shape. So it's like, how are we going to define these? We're still going to define them with the bottom string shape as a definer. So we're going to put that bar here and do the 3, 5. But then we have these guys up here, you see. So we're actually going to be barring it there and playing it like this, which means it's almost like a 4th. You know, remember when we took the 4th up 1 to make the E shape in the C box? Hey, we're out of time today. We'll get more into these peculiarities with the chords. If you like it, like and subscribe, and follow the instructions below for Andy's free guitar chart videos. Have a great night, you guys.